everybody. I gotta find out how I can make that smooth transition with my music. I'm still learning how to play around with my my platform and all that good stuff. And I want to thank you for joining in, tuning in, whether you download the video later or whether you are listening live. I want to say thank you so much for your participation. And if you would like to log in, and I'm trying to get it now, I'm going to put it in the chat window. So you should be able to log in and join me on Google Meeting or Google Hangouts. I know it used to be called Hangouts, but now it's called Meetings, and there's a dial-in number. And of course, it changes every week. So just make sure if you want to join us live and you want to ask your questions, you can call in and sign in through um, Google Meeting or Google Hangout. I'm not sure what they're calling it now, but it's the same thing. Um, so yes, 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 yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I was thinking about what I wanted to discuss this week, and at first I was going to bring you guys the topic of coaching models and creating your own coaching model, and then a very interesting experience happened where we were talking about a group of coaches. I have a coaching coach the coach group through my company, Read Ready Life Coaching. And so we meet like weekly, bi-weekly, and it's part of the coaching subscription plan. Um, and I meet with coaches. And so we were talking about diversity in coaching, and one of the things that came up in our discussion was we don't see a lot of men, we don't see a lot of people of color, um, and we don't necessarily see a lot of young people like millennials. And we thought it was really, really interesting. And I can be honest, when I go to events, when I go to conferences, even part of some of the chapter I belong to, the ICF Philly, and it's a great group. Trust me, I love my chapter and I love ICF Global. I really do. But one of the things that we do recognize is that there isn't a great deal of diversity. That's also reflected in clients. And one of the things that I often share with other coaches and other people in helping professions is that, my dissertation work, my research work, focuses on how do I engage people of color to participate in coaching, not just as coaches, but as clients, as coachees, because there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of concern and there's a lack of representation. And even if you look at the ICF Global's studies on, coaching and emerging markets and things like that, while we're seeing the Latino market and the millennial market and the senior market, which is a very interesting market, but we'll come back to that. Um, they're emerging, they're growing, they're seeing more coaches enter into those areas with those particular types of demographics. Um, and we're seeing clients of that demographic, whether millennial, boomers, and older, or Latino, Latinx. We will see more surrounding those demographics, and we really think that that's interesting. And so the question begs is one, why? And two, what can we do? How do we engage more people of color? How do we engage more different demographics, diverse demographics across age, across religion, across nationality, across ethnicity to be more aware about coaching and to understand how coaching works. And what's interesting is that every year we do International Coaching Week. Matter of fact, International Coaching Week is May 4th through May 10th this year. Um, and I know my chapter is doing a lot of great work, and we're going to have a discussion panel, and we're kicking off our Ignite program where we focus on nonprofit organizations. But this is an opportunity. International Coaching Week is an opportunity for chapters and coaches to educate the population and different demographics about coaching and building a culture of coaching within organizations and stuff like that. And so this is really a great opportunity for us to focus on diversity as well and trying to get more diverse demographics and um, individuals to participate. So I want to kind of to just give you that leadway into understanding why this topic came up and why I wanted to address it this week. So I haven't really met a lot of coaches of color. Like I could probably count on maybe both my hands, how many people of color who are in the coaching industry. And I think that's interesting. And I can tell you from my research, at least from the standpoint of African Americans, and I can tell you from other demographics as well as a general population from the United States. So, as far as African Americans are concerned, my research focused on help seeking behavior, and I talked about help seeking avoidance in African Americans. And some of the items that came up in my study, whether I reviewed the literature or whether I talked to other people, a common theme came up is that there's a stigma about getting help. So first, which I talked about last week, so make sure you listen to last week's episode, episode 1. But I talked about um how within the African American community there is this fear, and mainly because people don't understand coaching. A lot of African Americans that I've talked to, that I've known, that I've who participated in some of my studies, the key theme that came out for me was that we people think that coaching is the same thing as therapy, and it's not. It's totally different from therapy. While therapists or counselors can use coaching tools, coaches specifically coach. And we're not clinical. We don't see clinical or abnormality in our clients. We see our clients as whole, healthy human beings, and you're just stuck. And we all get stuck because we're all human. And so with that being said, yeah, we're all stuck. We get stuck every now and then because we're human. And it's not about diagnosing you, but that was the theme that came up in my study. That was the theme that came up in the conversation that I had with my group of coaches. And that is people are afraid, especially people of color, that, I don't want to get help because I'm looked at as being weak. I've even seen in some of the groups that I belong to on Facebook, I've seen some, especially entrepreneurial groups, African American entrepreneurial groups, and I've seen posts where some of the entrepreneurs would say, "Hey, I don't ever ask for help, um, but I'm asking now, and I feel so ashamed. But if you guys can give me help." And to me, that's so sad because I'm like, if you need help, you shouldn't be afraid to ask for help. You shouldn't look at it as you're weak. You shouldn't look at it as there's something wrong with you because you need help. You're a human being, and no one is an island unto themselves, and it takes a village. There's an African proverb that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, let me tell you something. It takes a village to support each other, to support every tribe member. Your tribe is there to provide support, and that's one of the reasons why I do my coaching group. That's one of the reasons why I have my Facebook group, Authentically Me, because it's about that support that we tend to be afraid to ask for. Um, so I say all that to say one of the themes is that people are afraid to get help because they're afraid they'll be seen as weak. People of color are afraid that those who will provide help will not understand them, or not take their problems seriously. And there's tons of research, tons. I can give you so much research because I had to look up different studies for my dissertation work. And like I have tons of studies. I continue to see studies that are keep being updated currently, where they say there is a huge bias against people of color in the healthcare industry. Doctors don't take, people of colors, according to the studies, don't take people of color's pain seriously, problems seriously. Is written off as, you're getting older. Maybe you should lay off the fatty foods. It's something else. Eh, and like I can even tell you my own anecdote, and I know that anecdotal information is not necessarily science, but if you have a lot of anecdotes that have the same theme, there is some basis to it of evidence that there's a problem. And so even when I was having palpitations, and I didn't know I was having panic attacks. It was really, I thought it was just heart palpitations, and I kept losing like breath and my chest was hurting. I didn't feel like I was stressed. I didn't think I was stressed. Went to the doctor. I went to a cardiologist, and they did pick up that I was having fluctuations in my heart rhythm. And his first thought was, lay off the donuts and the fried food. And I was like, back up, slow your roll. I said, first of all, I can count on one hand how many donuts I have the whole entire year because I really don't eat donuts like that. And second of all, fried foods, if I have a fried food once a month, that's doing pretty good. I really don't have that type of food, and I definitely don't eat too much fat. Like, I don't eat fast food. I don't do McDonald's. I don't do Wendy's. I don't do any of those types of restaurants. I might go to the diner, but that's really it. Um, and I say all that to say, he made this assumption because of the color of my skin. He didn't know my background, my education, nothing. And then I wind up going to a counselor, and that counselor actually figured out with me that I was working full time, I was doing my dissertation full time, I was getting my coaching certification full time, and I was actually having panic attacks because there was a lot of pressure. It was just a lot of information that I was taking in, a lot of things that was on my plate that I was trying to do, and it was causing, I guess, mini panic attacks. Go figure. So it was really interesting that he didn't look at the psychological components that could have been interfering with the rhythm of my heart, the natural heartbeat that I have. But he quickly went to my diet. And I'm like, wow, that's deep. And I'm like, okay. Um, and a lot of people have had similar experiences like that. And we've seen in social media how women of color, um, who are pregnant, they have higher mortality rates, and their babies have high mortality rates where they're passing away in childbirth. And it's sad because, again, it's the same mindset that our pain is not taken seriously, our concerns are not taken seriously. They don't give us the same test that they might give our counterparts, our Caucasian counterparts, or our Asian counterparts. Um, and it's sad. And so this discussion actually came up in my coaching group as it pertained to coaching. And so the biggest thing that we saw that we agree with is that coaching is seen very similarly like other medical helping professions, and that a lot of people of color are afraid their concerns won't be taken seriously. Or if you go to a person that doesn't look like you, would they understand how you feel about ethnicity or about your social identity? And it's not just about being a person of color, it's even people with mental challenges or physical challenges, or maybe you're a veteran, or maybe you're a woman, or maybe you're LGBT. Like a lot of different social identity groups have a very similar concern that my identity will not resonate with a coach who doesn't look like me, who doesn't have the same faith as me, who doesn't have the same sexual orientation as me. Matter of fact, I remember one event I went to, and a young lady said, "Do you coach LGBT?" I said, "Absolutely." I said, "In fact, I'm an ally." I said, "My son came out, and he belongs to the LGBT community. And I have friends that are LGBT, and I've done some studies and I've taken some coursework and CEUs for LGBT in particular and diversity and all that good stuff. I'm also an interfaith minister, and all of these play into my ability to coach diverse groups. And I wanted to be that type of coach where I want a person who have a particular social identity to know that I'm sensitive, I'm culturally sensitive to their identity because I think that's important. And the way to combat that really is to have more coaches with that identity, to have more coaches who identify as LGBT, to have more coaches who identify as African American or African or Guyanese or Jamaican or Hispanic or um, um, Asian, you know, Caucasian, male. A lot of men don't go into coaching or seek a coach because there's a lot of women. This is a great opportunity for male coaches because I think men may feel comfortable speaking with other men. That doesn't mean that a female can't coach a male because I have had male clients. But I do understand that sometimes a man want to get another man's point of view. Or if you come from a very religious background, you may feel more comfortable with having an interaction with a male to keep down, I guess, suspicion or opening up the door for opportunity that wouldn't arise if you had a male coach. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's really important. I think that having representation in the coaching industry is extremely important to getting clients who will want to be coached because they'll feel a sense of comfort, rapport, and connection if they see somebody that looks like them. They'll feel more confident in the coaching industry because they'll see somebody that looks like them, or they will connect to somebody that has a similar orientation and can understand where that person is coming from. I give another example. Again, while I have no problems coaching someone of another faith than mine, I do realize the significance of coaching with someone who is of the same faith as you. Because if your religious upbringing and your religious values are very important to you, then it is helpful to have a coach that identifies with that value. And so, how do we get more coaches involved? How do we get more clients to understand that coaching is not therapy? You're not seen as clinically abnormal. You're you're not diagnosed. You're not considered dysfunctional in any way, shape, or form. And actually, as a client, you do all the work. I try to explain to my clients. Matter of fact, every first session I have with a client, I always explain you're doing the heavy lifting in this. It's your ideas, it's your decision, it's your thoughts, it's your beliefs, it's your decision on what you want to do. So how do we open up that door and communicate that? Before I give you the answer and have that conversation, I gotta pay bills. We all gotta pay bills. Yes, we do. And so I am so proud to say, I have an awesome sponsor. My sponsor has been with me for a couple of years now, actually. Um, and I would like to say thank you to Tech Assist. They are your technology, your IT providers. Their slogan is "We make it work. We make IT work." That is, they really do cater to small businesses, home-based businesses, mid-sized businesses, people or companies with less than 200 employees. Whereas they help you become a smart office or a smart home, they help you with procuring technology for your business, for your home office. They help you become wireless. They help you support and maintain your equipment. They have a monthly maintenance plan that you can purchase. Like, this company is an amazing company, and they support the tri-state New Jersey, New York, PA area, or the Delaware Valley region. So definitely look them up. Their website is TEK-assist.com. Again, that's TEK-assist.com. Make sure you visit them. And that matter of fact, I'm going to put that in the comments. This is our sponsor. So make sure you check that out. Check out our sponsor. Okay. They help me pay the bills, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely take a look at them, and for all of your IT and wireless networking needs. So thank you so much. And also, please don't forget to sign up for the Read Ready Retreat for women entrepreneurs. It's going to be September 11th, 12th, and 13th. We are looking for vendors on November 11th because we're having our meet and greet, and we're going to have about 3 to 5 vendors there to support small local businesses. So visit my website, readready.com. That's REIDREADY.com, and sign up for the retreat. We're still looking for about 3 more coaches to help us facilitate some of the coaching programs. So if you are interested in helping me facilitate the coaching programs, again, visit my website and you can sign up, or you can contact me at coaching@readreadycoaching.com. So thank you guys so much, and back to the conversation. So how do we uh, improve the area of diversity? The first thing we have to do is understand that diversity is important. People need to feel supported and non-judged, and that their social identity is important. Very, very important to them. Even at a subconscious level, some people will tell you, "Oh, I don't care, about race or religion and yada yada." But the truth of the matter is, through a couple of studies that I've read about this topic, yeah, people are very um, alert to their social identity. In fact, one of the models that I use is from a Patricia Hines, Dr. Patricia Hines, and she uses something called the addressing model, and you can look that up if you are a Read Ready coach. If you go to the freebies that we have a free page of downloads and all that good stuff where you can find a lot of tools that I have for coaches. If you are a Read Ready student or coach in training, you have the resource page, and you can definitely find the addressing model there. But Dr. Patricia Hines created the addressing model, ADDRESSING, and each letter stands for a particular social identity. And bear with me because I can't remember each and every one of them. I hope I got them all right, but we're going to see if I remember. A is for age. Um, D is for, I believe, is a type of disability. I think you're born with a particular disability, ADD. Or the next D is for you acquired a disability. So some of us, like I was born with faulty eyesight, and that can be considered a disability, being sight impaired. Some people may have acquired their disability as they've grown in life. Maybe you acquired uh, uh, an amputation or some type of hearing loss or some type of mental um, condition like bipolar as you've gotten older. And so uh, first D is usually about what you're born with. The second D, if I'm not mistaken, is what you've acquired, ADD. R, I forgot what R stands for. Oh my gosh. Oh, race or ethnicity. That's what the R stands for. So, Hispanic, African American, Asian, I believe also religion. Um, oh, yeah, E is for ethnicity, R is for religion, E is for ethnicity. Y'all forgive me, but you can look this up. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but each one has a particular social identity. I know they have one for indigenous folks, indigenous people. Um, just each one, each social identity. So definitely you can look that up. And if you are a Read Ready Life coaching member or if you are a student, you can definitely find the tool. And you can download it. And I usually submit the addressing tool um, to clients pre like pre second or third session to see if there's a particular social identity that's important to that person. And so that I can make sure that I'm socially and culturally sensitive so that I can take into account how social identity influences my client's decision making process. And I talk about this in depth in my coach training program. So, um, implement a tool like that so that you are aware how important social identity is to your client. Another thing that we can do, there's many different organizations like the International Coaching Federation. There's the BBC, BCC, I'm sorry, there's BCC, there's the Board of Certified Coaches, there's the International Association of Coaches, there's tons of different organizations out there that you can connect to. And one of the things that we as self-regulatory regulatory bodies or regulating bodies can do is promote diversity, to promote opportunities for coaches from different backgrounds to become certified. Or we as coach training programs, I have a coach training program. I welcome diversity. I want people of different ethnicities, different religions, different um, sexual orientations to become coaches, to participate in this industry because it's important to be seen and to have your voice heard because there is a population of individuals who need your service. So I look forward to and welcome certifying coaches from diverse backgrounds. I look forward to certifying men because I think that there's an area for each and every one of these types of identities for people to resonate with. So I think that there should be a push on diversity and inclusion and making sure that the material that we promote have images that look like a diverse group of people reflective of our population. Does that make sense, everybody? I hope it does. So those are some of the ideas or thoughts that I've had and some of the suggestions that came out of the coaching group that I belong to is that we really need to become visible. We need to talk more about coaching to other people. We need to reflect diversity in our material. And when we're educating people, we should definitely tag conversations that are specific to the pain points of different diverse individuals and making sure that our language captures I understand you. I understand that your social identity is important to you. Does that make sense? And those some of the things that we definitely can do and I highly recommend um, utilizing the addressing model by Dr. Hines or creating one yourself. And I'm going to talk about that in an upcoming episode, creating your own models. We can always use other diversity models where we can assess the importance of diversity and social identity to our clients and with other coaches. And maybe even as a coach, if you are a coach listening, reach out to some of the organizations. If you sit on the board, if you are a member of these organizations, talk to your chapter president, talk to your leaders, talk to the people in charge and say, hey, these are my ideas on how we can improve diversity within our organization and among our clients and among other coaches. If you have a coach training program, make sure that you are reflecting inclusion and diversity within your program. Like these are some of the ideas that I think will be very beneficial to many, many people, many, many organizations, many companies. And many organizations to help us get a better understanding, a better idea, um, and more inclusion and diversity. Because coaching is a phenomenal tool, it's a phenomenal industry, and there's a lot of evidence, scientific evidence that it works. It works, it works, it works, it works. And the only way that you know it works is to experience it yourself. And I also tell people if you've hired a coach before and it didn't work out, um, I highly suggest hire another coach. Find out or talk to coaches that have discovery sessions who'll give you a free session, that first conversation, or a consult, a free consult. That way you can see if the rapport is right, if the connection works for you. I think that's highly important. So keep trying if you are a client and you're looking for a coach. If you are a coach, then let clients know that you are culturally sensitive. Make sure you're communicating that you are um, um, diversity and inclusion sensitive. And I think if we start there, we're going to see a difference and a change in how people become coaches. We're going to see a change in diversity. We're going to see a change in the client landscape. And I think that that's going to be very, very important for the industry. And like I said, this opens up the field. I think people don't really realize that, like one of the areas, the demographics that's really going to be very prominent is our senior area, our geriatric area. You're going to have a lot of people retiring, not knowing what they want to do when they retire. Think about that. Excellent area for coaching. Retirement coaching, what to do once you retire. Um, you're going to have a lot of people who are just older and they're trying to figure out, how do I live life in my 60s, my 70s, my 80s, my 90s. That is a phenomenal area that I think people are missing out on, and it's going to be huge because there's a lot of people retiring. The baby boomer generation is retiring, y'all. Think about that. There's going to be a need for coaches over the age of 55. What a great way to get extra money and and have a job as you retire. I already foresee myself, in my 60s and 70s, I'm just going to coach seniors, man. Seriously, that's great work to do, I think. You have a huge um, emerging market for millennials. There's a lot of millennials out there who are hungry for coaching. They understand coaching, they want coaches. Perfect, wonderful area. There's definitely an area for the Asian market, the Latino or Latina X market. There's a big market for LGBT. There's a big market for African American. Huge. There's a big market for men. Huge. Huge. I'm telling you. There's a big market when you start to get into industry like pharma. Huge market for pharma. Seriously, huge market for finance. I I'm telling you, there is such a big opportunity to become a coach in these areas. And I think that we really should be promoting that. I'm promoting that. I'm just letting you know my coach training, we are promoting that and we're creating mini courses or specialized courses just for particular industries and just for particular social identities as well. So there you go. So I'm already getting on the bandwagon with that trend. And so if this is something you're interested in, please make sure you contact me and I can give you more information and tell you more about my program. But I say all that to say, like, this is really a good opportunity, coaches, for you to build in that area. And I've already started. So I'm already trying to get ahead of the trend because it's coming. And we're seeing that trend already. A lot of the ICF researchers is showing it. You know what I mean? From the data that they've been collecting, what, since 2014, I think, or probably even since 2012. Yeah, since 2012. Um, so we're seeing a huge spike in trend in these emerging markets. So this is really something to really start thinking about, everybody, especially if you are a coach, if you're an aspiring coach, and this is something that you want to really embrace. So yeah. I think that's it for me. I think I touched on a lot. I hope I gave you guys a lot to think about. Remember, tune in with me, or if you want to tune in live, and if you have a particular question, please feel free to tune in every week. And you will get the login information when I go live. So make sure you tune in. So if you want the telephone number and the PIN number, there you go. Just sign in through Google Meeting. And yes, and I'll take your calls live and we can chit chat about any questions you have. If you want to come on as a guest, tell me about your niche, tell me about your coaching model, tell me what you do and how you've used coaching in your organization. Please feel free. I would love to have you on as a guest. And if you'd like to sponsor the show, please feel free to contact me as well so you can come on and sponsor the show or give me your information. I'll make sure that my subscribers to my forum and my groups and my platforms, which I have over 10,000 um, followers between my social media platform and my subscription platform. And that's not nothing to sneeze at. And we're only getting bigger from there. We're only growing from there. And I hope to have over 1 million followers across all my platforms by the end of the year. So you guys help me. So please share, follow, like, subscribe. Make sure you're tuning in. Make sure you're downloading. The more you download, the more this will be spread across, Apple and iTunes and Spotify and all that good stuff. So, I really want to get to 1 million people by the end of the year. So you guys help me do that. And the more people who are listening, the better. And I hope you are finding the information useful. If you have any questions, if there's a topic that you would like me to bring, my dear fellow coaches, feel free to email me, coaching at rereadycoaching.com. And I am happy to bring your topic, your question, your ideas, your thoughts to my podcast. So thank you guys. And I'm really excited. I hope you're excited. And I look forward to talking to you guys um, next week. Also, I think next week I might be talking about the coaching models. I think I'm going to talk about coaching models next week. And also, I'm not going to do it live yet, but I am going to start recording episodes for Real Talk for wifepreneurs and mompreneurs. So make sure you look out for that. I'll be posting the information and the link on my social media site. So please make sure you're following me at Read Ready, at Read Ready Coaching, and at Are You Read Ready. So yes, oh, and at Coach Reed on LinkedIn, at Coach Reed on LinkedIn. So make sure that you're following so you can get the link and you can see my information. The episodes will be airing for wifepreneurs, real talk for wifepreneurs. So thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Stay chill, stay sweet. Go and create awesome sauce for yourself and for others.